What is up, guys? Sports Runs on Diesel here, coming back at you live. I hope everyone is safe and well during this pandemic. But we're gonna get right into sports here. Obviously, we all know about Rob Gronkowski getting traded from the Patriots to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We all know about this, and I'm just gonna throw out the $1 million question: can they get out of the NFC? Personally, I don't think so. But there is, I will explain the yes side of it. There's a yes and no factor to it, but a lot of chips have to be falling their way in order for them to, one, make the playoffs in the NFC, and two, get to the Super Bowl. So, with further ado, let's go right into it. The NFC South, first part to the yes, is the NFC South is a decent division. It's not the best division in the league. And the only good team in that division is the Saints. We know about the Falcons. Getting rid of Devontae Freeman after I forget how many years he was there with them. He signed that big deal after having that 18 rushing touchdown season a few years ago. You guys remember that, right? Probably not, because he's been well forgotten and he's been a liability getting hurt left and right. There's obviously the Panthers by Cam Newton. No more Cam Newton. We all know about Christian McCaffrey and what he's been doing. Kyle Allen had a pretty good year last year for the Panthers as their starting quarterback. So the Panthers, and unfortunately they just lost Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly just retired, so we all know about that. But point number two, the only way they're going to make the playoffs is a wild card position, to be honest. Wild card spot is the only place they're going to be. Like 5 seed is the highest I see them, unless they get on a hot streak and win like 8-9 games in a row and the defense goes crazy. And point number three, it's Tom Brady. Like, let's just be real. It's Tom Brady here we're talking about. And could he lead any team to the Super Bowl? No. Yeah, you thought I was going to say yes to that. No. He's got to be surrounded by the perfect weapons and teammates that he can kick off great chemistry with in order for everyone to be on the same page. Chemistry is huge in the game of football on a 53-man roster. And especially when you have 10 other guys on the field with him on the offense, you know, he's got to build chemistry with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. We obviously know about the chemistry he has with Rob Gronkowski with the 3 Super Bowls he won here in New England. So, but like I said, it's Tom Brady. We're talking about the greatest of all time. Could he do it with this team? It's very possible. It's likely he could do it with this team, but the no side of this question is obviously no. Like, there's too many good Super Bowl contending teams on paper. On paper. I'm not talking about, like, playing on the field and duking out games. Because look at the Cowboys. Oh, don't get me started with the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. I'm sorry, Jerry Jones. But for real, though, man, you got to be better. Like, man, what an absolute, like, disappointment last season was for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, for real. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles won that division because the Cowboys couldn't finish it. You know, on paper, the Cowboys are the I'm talking about they were possibly the number 1 Super Bowl contending team. And then the 49ers defense happened. So, but you got the Cowboys, you got the Eagles, you got the Bears. I know the Bears have been a little weird. Their defense is really good with Khalil Mack on that side. Vikings. Everyone forgets about Kirk Cousins, and everyone forgets about that Vikings defense with Xavier Rhodes. And there's too many names, like Kendricks, and all these guys are on the defensive side of football for the Vikings. There's obviously Aaron Rodgers leading the Packers. It looked like he had a resurgent year last year, and he looked great, Aaron Rodgers. Don't forget about the Rams, even though they just wiped out Todd Gurley. Bye-bye. They still got a good offense. They still got Brandon, oh my goodness. I'm like drawing a blank here. Sorry. You know, they still got Robert Woods. They still got Cooper Kupp. They still got all sorts of weapons on that offense. So it doesn't even matter. 49ers coming off the Super Bowl last year, the Super Bowl appearance last year, and Kyle Shanahan coaching scared as usual. We know what they have. Seahawks, can't forget Russell Wilson and that team. You know, their defense did improve a little bit last year, even though they lost Earl Thomas. And they've added some other pieces over there. So, you never know with the Seahawks, and the rabbit out of the hat Russell Wilson pulls sometimes, but that's unlikely. And then obviously the New Orleans Saints with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, the big trio there. And don't forget about Taysom Hill, their wild card guy who does almost everything. Punt returns. I mean, he does it all. Backup quarterback. So you can't forget about the Saints as well. But out of these 9 teams, I can't even put the Buccaneers, I could put in top 10 in the NFC. But we're talking about out of 16 teams. There's going to be 10 teams that are not even going to make the playoffs. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, the only way Brady and Gronk and these guys are going to make it to the playoffs, they have to have a double-digit win season to even have a chance. And then the chips will fall into place in the last regular season game. If they win the last regular season game and, the Saints have to lose and, Packers have to lose, whatever. Maybe the chips fall in their favor at that point in time of the season. We don't know, but still 5 or 6 seed is the best I got for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's very unlikely this is going to happen. New system, new teammates, new offensive line, new coach. It's time to, unfortunately, if Brady wins the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, it'll probably be the second year of his contract. It won't be the first year. But they need to have improving players on the defensive side because their defense was bottom 10 in points per game allowed last year. So with that being said, obviously for me, you guys know my answer. It's no. But that's literally all I have for you guys. Please check out The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, the 10-part documentary series on ESPN. They will be showing episodes 1 and 2 if you haven't seen them at 7 and 8 o'clock on ESPN. And then 9 and 10 o'clock are episodes 3 and 4. Please go check out that series. I watched the first 2 episodes. I loved it. Obviously, who wouldn't love it? The hype around Michael Jordan entering his last season as a Chicago Bull in his 6th ring and how they got to winning a 6th ring. A lot of drama going on internally between Jordan and the front office, but I'll leave it at that. I won't spoil it for anyone. Check that out. Obviously, stay tuned for other videos coming up. I know the NFL draft's coming up very soon, so stay tuned for those videos. And obviously, I have NFL predictions, NFL fantasy football predictions, and draft stuff coming up. Just stay tuned in general. But I hope everyone stays safe. Have a good day out there. And please go to a fellow healthcare worker that you know and please give them a word of encouragement and please give them a thank you because what they're doing for us is huge for this country and putting their lives on the line to help this pandemic prevent itself from spreading to the masses is huge. But please send an encouragement to a healthcare worker. But thank you guys so much for your time. I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Deuces.